Popularity is not the same as power, and it's not the same as talent. Hello everyone, welcome back to FunFact. Today's list is not about who is the greatest Filipino, and it's not about who contributed the most to the nation. This list is not about who is famous today, and it's not about who Filipinos admire the most. This ranking is based on one thing only: international popularity. We look at which Filipinos were most popular outside the Philippines at their peak, in their own era, measured by international media attention, global reach, cultural impact, and recognition beyond Filipino communities. Good or bad, admired or controversial. Politics, sports, culture, and history, all are counted. With that in mind, here are the top 15 most popular Filipinos outside the Philippines in history. Let's begin. Number 15 is Lapu-Lapu. Long before the Philippines even existed as a country, one Filipino name entered world history: Lapu-Lapu. The Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan was already well known in European history for leading the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe. He proved that the world was spherical. His voyage brought him across Asia and into the islands that would later be called the Philippines. That journey ended in Mactan, Cebu, where Magellan and his men clashed with local warriors led by the fearless, battle-hardened, and highly skilled Filipino warrior, Lapu-Lapu. In that battle, Lapu-Lapu unalived Magellan. The event was recorded as the most striking indigenous victory against a world-renowned European colonialist force. Outside the Philippines, Lapu-Lapu is remembered in American and European history books, particularly in Spain, Portugal, the United States, and Latin America. Number 14 is Nonito Donaire. In the world of professional boxing, Nonito Donaire was a consistent Filipino presence in major international bouts. Known as the Filipino Flash, he regularly appeared on premium boxing cards and was covered by ESPN, HBO Boxing, and major sports outlets during his peak years in the US and Canada. Across Japan, he became well known through high-profile fights held in Tokyo and other boxing hubs. In Europe, he gained recognition among boxing audiences following championship bouts broadcast internationally. Within Latin America, his name circulated in boxing circles due to his matchups with elite fighters. Donaire built his own international reputation as a multi-division champion respected across the global boxing community. Number 13 is Alex Ayala. In international tennis, Alex Ayala emerged as a rising Filipino name on the global stage at a young age. In the US, she gained attention through Grand Slam Junior events and major tennis media covering her breakthrough performances. Across Europe, particularly in Spain, she became well known after training at the Rafa Nadal Academy and competing in elite junior tournaments. In East and Southeast Asia, she drew strong interest as one of the few Asian players to challenge a sport dominated by Western nations. Her success resonated widely in countries like Japan, Korea, Indonesia, and Singapore, where tennis audiences closely followed her rise. Ayala's growing visibility made her a symbol of youth, potential, and Asian representation in global tennis. Number 12 is Paeng Nepomuceno. During bowling's global peak, Paeng became one of the sport's most dominant international figures. In 1984, he won the World's Invitational Tournament, a major global bowling event held alongside the Los Angeles Olympics. During his peak years, bowling was far more globally visible and culturally relevant than it is today, with tournaments widely televised and watched in most countries. In the US, he was regularly featured in major bowling tournaments and sports coverage. Across Europe, he gained recognition through repeated victories in World Championship events. In East Asia, particularly in Japan, Taiwan, and Korea, his name was closely followed within elite bowling circuits. Within Southeast Asia, he was widely regarded as a benchmark for world-class bowling excellence. Paeng's era dominance made him one of the most recognizable Filipino athletes abroad in history. Number 11 is Arnel Pineda. In global music, Arnel Pineda gained international recognition as the lead singer of Journey, a band he has fronted for nearly 2 decades. In the US and Canada, his arrival revived the band's global relevance, with Journey performing before nearly 4 million fans across 4 continents during his tenure. In Latin America, his debut televised concert in Chile reached an estimated 25 million viewers, marking one of his most watched performances in South America's history across the world. He appeared at major televised events, including the Super Bowl X3 pregame show broadcast to over 230 countries with over 59 million viewers. In Europe and Asia, Journey's world tours under his lead generated tens of millions in revenue, placing Arnel before massive international audiences. Number 10 is Charisse. In global pop music, Charisse achieved one of the most visible international breakthroughs by a Filipino artist. In the US and Canada, she gained massive exposure through repeated appearances on The Oprah Winfrey Show, followed by performances on major television programs. Across Europe, her vocal ability drew attention through international broadcasts and music features. In Asia, particularly in Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia, she built a strong following through albums, concerts, and media coverage. Charisse's rise marked a rare moment when a Filipino singer entered mainstream international pop conversation. Number 9 is Efren Reyes. Efren Reyes is an icon in the world of billiards. There is hardly a billiards player or enthusiast anywhere in the world who has not heard his name. Videos of his moves, skills, creativity, and seemingly impossible shots have been viewed over 1 billion times across YouTube and other platforms. He gained international popularity through famous, high-stakes tournament wins. Professional players, commentators, and fans often refer to him as the Magician, a name that represents the standard of excellence in the sport. Because of this lasting global recognition, Efren Reyes became one of the most respected Filipino athletes abroad in history. Number 8 is Benigno Aquino Jr. Benigno Aquino Jr. became one of the most internationally recognized Filipino political figures of his time. His assassination shocked the world and was reported extensively by major international newspapers and television networks. The event drew widespread international attention and became one of the most closely followed political stories involving the Philippines at the time. His name was frequently cited in global news coverage, political commentary, and historical discussions throughout that period. Because of this sustained worldwide attention, Benigno Aquino Jr. became a lasting figure in international political history. Number 7 is Lea Salonga. Lea's name reached global audiences through the world of musical theater and film. Her international recognition surged when she was chosen for the lead role in Miss Saigon, following a worldwide search that drew international attention and major awards. She became widely known within global theater circles through long-running stage performances and international productions such as Les Miserables. She made history as the first and only Asian to win a Tony Award for Best Actress in a musical. Her voice later reached billions worldwide as the singing voice behind iconic Disney characters in Aladdin and Mulan. Through stage, film, and music, she became one of the most internationally visible Filipino performers in history. Number 6 is Rodrigo Duterte. In the modern media age, no Filipino leader generated global attention as intensely as Rodrigo Duterte. In the US, he was constantly covered by CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Fox News, particularly during his public clashes with President Obama, and later narratives surrounding his rapport with Donald Trump. His anti-drug campaign drew sustained international attention and was frequently referenced in global policy discussions. especially in comparisons with approaches in Latin America. His pivot away from traditional Western alliances brought him into global focus, amplified by high-profile engagements with Russia and President Vladimir Putin. He also appeared regularly in Chinese state media due to his foreign policy stance, while discussions about his leadership circulated widely across the world. Number 5 is Corazon Aquino. In global political history, Corazon Aquino became an international symbol of peaceful democratic change. Her rise to power was broadcast worldwide, with global television networks and major newspapers closely following the People Power Revolution. Images of massive civilian protests and a peaceful transfer of leadership captured international attention and circulated widely across global media. World leaders, foreign governments, and international organizations closely observed her presidency as a rare case of nonviolent political transition. Because of this, her name became widely recognized abroad as a key figure in one of the most watched democratic moments of the late 20th century. Number 4 is Ferdinand Marcos Sr. During the Cold War, Ferdinand Marcos Sr. became one of the most internationally visible leaders in Asia. In the US, he maintained a close strategic alliance and was frequently discussed in major media as a key regional partner. His long tenure in office produced numerous political rivals, resulting in sustained international attention and regular coverage in global political reporting and foreign affairs analysis. In Japan, he became well known for negotiating post-war compensation agreements and for encouraging large-scale Japanese investments in the Philippines. Across Asia, particularly among regional monarchies, he maintained high-level diplomatic relationships. Marcos Sr.'s presidency kept his name consistently present in international political discourse throughout his era. Number 3 is José Rizal. In the late 19th century, José Rizal became the most popular Filipino outside the Philippines and one of the most internationally recognized Asian intellectuals of his time. During his lifetime, his name was already well known in European academic and reformist circles, where his ideas were actively discussed and debated. His novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo circulated widely across Europe and attracted attention from scholars, journalists, and political thinkers. Today, more than 100 statues of him stand across the world, found in over 24 countries, from the US and Mexico to Germany and Spain. Because of this broad exposure, his popularity extended far beyond the Philippines, and his writings established him as a prominent international voice of reform in his era. Number 2 is Manny Pacquiao. In global sports, Manny Pacquiao became one of the most recognizable athletes of the 21st century. He made history as the only boxer ever to win world championships in 8 different weight divisions. From the early 2000s through the late 2000s, his boxing matches were watched by millions worldwide and regularly dominated international pay-per-view events. His fights drew massive global audiences across the world, reaching far beyond traditional boxing fans. He appeared frequently in international sports media and was widely discussed as a defining figure of modern boxing. Because of his unmatched global reach and sustained visibility, he became the most widely recognized Filipino athlete abroad in history. Number 1 is Imelda Marcos. At her peak, Imelda Marcos was the most internationally recognizable Filipino figure in history. People around the world were drawn to her for very different reasons. To some, she appeared enigmatic and almost mythical, a woman who embodied power, elegance, and excess. To others, she became a symbol of controversy and wealth, on a scale rarely seen in modern politics. At the same time, she was admired by supporters as a glamorous first lady and cultural figure, making her both polarizing and endlessly fascinating. In the US, she was constantly featured in major newspapers, television networks, court proceedings, and later in documentaries examining power, wealth, and politics. Across Western Europe, Particularly in the UK, France, and Spain, she became a widely cited figure in political commentary, fashion media, and cultural criticism. In Latin America, she was frequently compared to iconic political first ladies, becoming a reference point in discussions of power and excess. Across Asia, she was known as a glamorous yet controversial symbol of political influence during the Cold War era. Her name transcended politics, entering global pop culture, academic studies, and even language, making her the most proportionally visible Filipino abroad in her time. Popularity changes with time, but history remembers who truly captured the world's attention. These Filipinos became globally known not just because of talent or power, but because their names crossed borders and eras. Do you agree with this ranking? Who would you move up, and who would you remove? If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to FunFact for more history, rankings, and stories that put things into perspective.